Bruce Glazer and Dan Bennett at Dover-Sherborn High School with our Dover-Sherborn cable TV crew. Dan, this is the big game for both teams. Medfield and Dover-Sherborn, not good seasons. They both come in 3 wins and 7 losses on the season. You've played, your kids have played. What's it like?
It's the most exciting game of the year for a player at Dover-Sherborn. You enjoy it so much, it means so much to you, and it is a season unto itself. Dover-Sherborn has won the last 3 years in a row, so for these Medfield kids, they've never won a Thanksgiving Day game, so it's a huge day for them. It's a huge day for everybody, but with Dover-Sherborn, this will make the season if they win.
And the former players come back. We have 5 former Medfield football players, make that maybe closer to 9, right in front of us, waiting for their team to take the field. Medfield has a much larger squad. Dover-Sherborn started out small and got smaller due to all those injuries.
Yeah, and that's hurt a lot. There were 2 key injuries early in the season, Harry Dummer and Emilio Cabe. But after the Dedham game, that's where the injuries really came in and changed the whole team. It no longer could rely on Brian Olsen playing split end and catching a certain number of passes and loosening everybody up.
And they also lost Ronan Riches at backup quarterback and wingback.
Yeah, and big important there because he's one of the fastest guys on the team. And once you lose Ronan, that's another reason that it's difficult to throw the ball down the field.
Well, the positive is that Ronan Sullivan, the sophomore, is getting a lot more playing time, a lot of experience going into next year, and hopefully a well-built squad that won't be injured, and there'll be more players on the field.
Yeah, and that... Oh.
We're going to pause for the anthem?
I think so. I think it's a good idea.
We will do so. We'll be back after the national anthem.
Captains for Dover-Sherborn today, number 2, Chris Wiese, number 9, Emilio Cabe, number 18, Kara Webb, number 24, Ryan Olsen, number 78, Dylan Rogers. Captains for Medfield, number 26, Will Griffin, number 42, Matt Stevens, and number 87, Nick and Jimmy. Medfield has won the toss and elected to defer.
I'm going to be bold and say we're not having an anthem for some reason. Maybe I don't know.
It is surprising. I don't think I've ever been to a Thanksgiving Day game that didn't have a national anthem before it, but unfortunately there is a first time for everything.
Well, you know, if it were me and I couldn't do it before the game, I'd do it at halftime as the teams come back on the field, line them up, and let's do it then. Better late than never.
Yeah, I think that's true, Bruce.
Yeah. The flag is at half-staff for many reasons. Medfield has won the toss. They have deferred on the kickoff, so Dover-Sherborn will start out receiving the ball. I believe that Max Masters will be kicking off. A lot of seniors on both squads, and I see the depth for Medfield NDS. We're doing the anthem?
We are. That's great.
Why
now
did you
I'm
interrupt
very
me?
happy. Very happy.
maybe the turntable was not cranked up properly. You know, that winder you have, that gear.
That's an old timer, but we got 2 old timers up here, so that's
fine. That's a great start, isn't it? As you can feel in the background of our microphones, the wind is blowing. I don't know what direction. Do you?
It seems like it's in my face, Bruce. I'm going to go with that.
It's blowing face to face.
Yeah. Well, we do have the Charles River below us, behind all those trees, but both Medfield and Dover-Sherborn should be used to the Charles River since it runs through the towns.
One of us wore his Thanksgiving jacket. That was me. Somebody couldn't find his Patriots jacket, eh?
I couldn't, and then I looked for the sweatshirt. I think my wife has hidden it from me because she's sick of watching me wear it around.
There's also a trash can in your backyard you haven't checked yet.
That's true.
This weekend, the Pats and Giants will play on Sunday afternoon. Enough about that. For the rest of the season, that's done. They're done. That statement is done. Kickoff coming. Okay, they're going to kick somebody else. Hasapitas, the quarterback, is kicking. Okay, so Nick Hasapitas spent 3 years getting his name correct. I think I finally got it this year. Hasapitas will kick from his own 40-yard line. Comes into the ground ball. Bounces past 1, bounces past 2. It's going to roll to the end zone. And let me tell you, that almost went out of bounds.
Yeah, it would have been great if it went out of bounds before it passed the end line there. But you still get the ball at the 20-yard line. So that's okay. That's okay.
The best part to me looking out in the field is it's sunny. We can see every part of the field. Whereas at night, that right-hand end zone is dark because of the lighting, or the lack of lighting. And on a day game like this, it's just beautiful. Great weather.
Yeah, it's as nice as I can remember on a Thanksgiving Day game.
They line it up. 2 backs, 1 back behind the quarterback. That would be Jaffe. Man in motion. Screen. To KB. Is that KB?
That is KB.
It is KB. Emilio KB. Coach Ryan said to me after his doctor's appointment this week, we'll see if he'll play. Hasn't been in practices recently, but we want to get him out there, and that's got to feel good for him.
I'm so happy for him. You know, he's been such a competitor over 4 years. Some people won't remember, but when he was a freshman, he was actually starting at Dover-Sherborn.
I remember.
When they played Medfield, he was a starting outside linebacker at about 140 pounds. He's a very tough kid and a great competitor, and I was glad to see him. He made a couple good moves, but there wasn't much blocking out there for him.
KB goes far side as a single receiver. They're in a double wing. Motion by Saber. Left-handed throw, overthrown with 2 defenders.
Yeah, it looked to me like Medfield was playing a 2-deep coverage there, which means they have 2 safeties back. So that was a tough pass to complete against that kind of defense. But they're doing the right thing. They're getting it to, trying to get it to Emilio KB.
KB, if I remember, had a broken ankle, and he's walking carefully. He got downfield pretty quickly. I think they just want to save his energy and save his ankle.
Yeah, I don't believe he'll be playing defense, but once again, it looks like a 2-deep coverage here with the corners actually playing a little bit off the line too.
3rd and 9, handoff, slowly moving forward, picking up about 3 or 4 yards. It'll be 4th down as Jaffe had a short gain, 4th and about 7.
Now, I know that there might be some people that criticize that call because you've got so far to go to get a 1st down, it's unlikely you're going to get a handoff. But you also don't want to put Ronan Sullivan in a position where he's throwing against a good coverage with a lot of rushers when it's unlikely he's going to get a 1st down.
Kick. A bouncer at the 40. Rolls to midfield. Rolls past midfield. It'll be down to 48 by Dover-Sherborn. I also wonder, are they kicking into the wind this first quarter? Is that part of it?
You know, let's look at the flag. Well, the flag doesn't look like it's they haven't been a very good punt team. I don't want to criticize here, but I'm just thinking back to the East Bridgewater game. They've had difficulty punting. They've been a good punt return team and a good kickoff return team, but punting itself has not been a strength.
The wind is blowing right to left, maybe diagonally across the field, but that also affects the ball when you're kicking it. First play for Hasapitas team. Run to the left by McDonald. He goes out of bounds at his the Dover-Sherborn 40.
Okay, so they were running. Oh, okay. So the Raiders helmets with the N on is good point out. That's for Navy. One team is designated Navy and one is Army. So I don't know if there's an A on Medfield's helmet, but I like that there's an N on Dover-Sherborn's helmet.
My apologies, that was McCormick on the carry. Why is that, by the way?
I don't know. I think it's just a good tradition and an honor for the kids to honor
the military.
The military.
Blitz coming, handoff to the right side. That, I believe, is McCormick again. He never got to the line of scrimmage.
That was great. They came out and they ran the ball very successfully against Dover-Sherborn. They had, on the first play, they had an I formation with double tights. This time they came out double tights with a wishbone. I've really seen them run the option out of the wishbone. They use it more as a power running offense.
They have white. The visitors have white uniforms with light blue trim, and the problem is the sun is bouncing off the light blue, making it blend too much with the white.
Yeah.
That's my only critique. Dover-Sherborn in their home, blue on blue with some white trim. A bust forward goes back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's maybe a yard pickup if they're lucky. 4th down coming up. Neither team doing much.
Yeah, it looked to me like they were faking like they were going to go wide, and they handed to the fullback straight ahead because they have gone, there was success going wide in the first play, and they tried to go wide in the second play. So 4th and 1, this is a huge down for Dover-Sherborn. Looks like Medfield's going for it.
And I would think at the end of the season, you don't have a winning record. 4th down, a lot of times you're going to go for it. Why punt?
True, and in this situation, okay, unbalanced line here, there's 4 guys to the left of the center.
That's Peters, hands off. Sweeping left was nobody because the ball never got out of the backfield.
That was really, really good defense and important too. With Medfield running the ball on 4 straight plays, you don't want them just to run over you and push you back. And now, when you look at the exchange of possessions, Dover-Sherborn's gone from having the ball starting at their 20 up to the 42-yard line.
So in the first 2 possessions, advantaged Dover-Sherborn.
I would say that.
Otherwise known as Navy.
That's right.
Jaffe staggered behind his quarterback. Handoff to Fick to Jaffe. Quarterback keeping it. Sullivan turns it back up. He's got himself a nice gain towards midfield, about the 47-yard line.
I'm going to say he missed the handoff, either the quarterback or the running back. But it could be a read option. That's sometimes, I haven't seen Dover-Sherborn running a read option. That could be what it was, but it looked to me like he just missed the handoff. But he did a smart thing and just turned the ball up and went towards the line of scrimmage. And you're right, Bruce, picked up 4 or 5.
On a read option, does the running back know what's going to happen?
No, they don't. The quarterback's reading usually the defensive end to see if they're crashing down or not.
Sullivan over center. Leans. Has the ball. Jaffe straight ahead on a dive. Maybe a yard. Maybe.
Well, I think that now Dover-Sherborn's trying to pound the ball up the middle a little bit themselves. It's 3rd and 5, which isn't a bad throwing down for them. That's the type of pass play that Ronan Sullivan's been successful with since he took over.
The ball at the left hash mark, as we look at it, between the 47 and 48-yard line of Dover-Sherborn. Stunting by the defense. Shotgun. The lefty throws. Almost picked off. In and out of the arms of Matt Stevens.
Okay, so what they ran there, Dover-Sherborn had 2 tight wings and 2 wideouts. So essentially a slot tight wing on each side, and they took the saber, one of the sabers, and I apologize, I can't tell which one, and ran a little down and out, which was not complete.
Wing just gets the punt off. Nice boomer right into the arms of the return man. He comes left. This is Will Griffin. Griffin goes out of bounds in front of his own bench with a nice return to about the Dover-Sherborn 45-yard line.
They did a good job, Medfield, on that one. They held up the Dover-Sherborn kids from getting downfield, and they made a nice run back. That was the up man. It didn't get deep enough to get to the deep guy, and that cost them.
Brady McCormick is their usual running back. The captains for Medfield, Griffin, Stevens, and Gangemi.
Okay, so they're back in the wishbone formation.
McCormick, the deep back. He has the ball, and he has nothing. The line of scrimmage, if he's lucky, Jaffe on the stop.
Yeah, that was good. That was a counter play, and Jaffe did a very smart thing. He didn't start to pursue. He played his position and made a good tackle. And a very good tackle. He kept his head up for safety's sake and make a good tackle, put his shoulder into the middle of the Medfield player.
Ball just outside the 50-yard line. We're looking at 2nd and almost 12.
Okay, so now it's a really unbalanced line. Only one blocker to the left of the center. A line all the way over to the right.
Dover-Sherborn moved. I don't know if they were pulled, but it looks like a defensive infraction. Yep.
Now, Medfield traditionally on Thanksgiving Day has some trick plays or some different formations, and I got to believe this is one of them. And the simplest thing, if you haven't practiced for this, is just count 2 guys over. Move 2 guys over towards where they have the unbalanced line to.
What's the advantage?
For Dover-Sherborn, of just counting over, they don't get outnumbered over there. For Medfield, it's Dover-Sherborn's not ready for this formation.
Okay. Movement, back. They called it again. Yep, it was movement on the defensive tackle for Dover-Sherborn. That'll make it 2nd and short.
Yeah, Dover-Sherborn has 2 things that have cost them this year. It's those mistakes like penalties, turnovers. They've fumbled a good amount in the beginning of the season, and they've thrown a number of interceptions, pick sixes. And tackling's been a problem. But to win this game, they're going to have to eliminate those mistakes, the turnovers, and the penalties.
With the wind blowing, is it hard to hear the quarterback's count?
Absolutely. But he shouldn't be listening to the quarterback's count. He should be staring in the guard's face and seeing him if he's going to move.
Motion. Looking right. Here's Hasapitas. Throws a bomb. Far sideline. 2-man open. And caught by number 33, Cal Gardner. And first down at the 10.
You know, Gangemi was down there, 87. He's the player for Medfield that had a really good game, caught a very tough touchdown pass against Dover-Sherborn. And you're right, Bruce. There were 2 people open on that. And that's what happens if you successfully run the ball. It sucks up the defensive backs, and they start to play run and not play their positions.
Also, you had a free down after those 2 penalties to give a try.
You really did.
Now they're stacked left a little bit. Handoff, McCormick, maybe a yard.
Dover-Sherborn's playing great run defense here, and that's being physical, taking on the Medfield kids who I'm sure have more seniors out there than Dover-Sherborn does right now, more experienced players, and they're physically taking them on. It's those mistakes and that blown coverage that have really cost them so far.
Nick Hasapitas came back from the sidelines, comes to quarter over center. He's got that pyramid backfield, wishbone otherwise known as. Fakes, rush on, he has to get it away, his saber was on him. And that's a catch and about a 3-yard pickup, maybe 4 after all that.
Yeah, you know, that's the Dover-Sherborn coaching. They love to blitz, and they love to blitz from the middle, and then they take their cornerback and blitz from the outside. And that's what happened that time with Saber. He didn't quite get there, forced the Medfield quarterback to get rid of the ball fast, though.
He also came from the blind side, which means the quarterback may not have heard him to the last second, and that can change the throw.
Absolutely.
3 backs again. Hasapitas with 3rd and long. Hands off to McCormick. He does a 360 spin and picks up an extra couple of yards. And he's a little short of the first down, maybe. Very close.
The question, they dropped the stick, so it's hard to tell from there. They're going 4th down.
4th and, more than I thought, 4th and 3.
Yeah, they just put Emilio in on defense, which, you know, that's a good sign for him. That he must be healed enough that if they're going to play him both ways, it looks like they're putting him at deep safety.
I imagine when they go to a nickel, that'll happen too.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Good for Emilio once again. He's played hard for 3 years.
Yeah.
And this is his first field action.
Yeah, all season. You hate to see any kid not play, but particularly one that's dedicated themselves so much to the program.
Now they have a balance line.
That's right. They're back in the wishbone with a balance line now.
Asapitas waits, the senior. Jumped. The entire near side, two out of 3 of the near side jumped for Dover-Sherborn.
Yeah.
And let's see. We're going forward for a first down.
Yep. Yeah, that hurts. That really hurts.
If Medfield scores in this play, they can thank Dover-Sherborn for 3 jumping penalties into the neutral zone.
Yeah, particularly that last one. And Dover-Sherborn had 10 guys within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage, but you can't listen to the quarterback's count. You've got to watch your man.
Well, after the first 2, you would think you'd learn. Run straight ahead by McCormick. He's knocked back.
That's interesting. I'm not saying they would have called the same play, but if they did, Dover-Sherborn would have kept them out because they wouldn't have got a first down.
Ball stopped at the line of scrimmage. It's second, and the official on the field, one of them put up his hands about 2 feet for a first down, so they got to hit the 5, I believe. 5-yard line. That could be a quarterback sneak, too.
Oh, I think it is. Second down, they're only a foot away from a touchdown. They're going to get all their guys up in there, but quarterback sneak would be a good call right now. Unbalanced line again.
Sapitas got the football, dives ahead, got the first down, first and goal.
Well, it was already first down, Bruce.
Was it? I'm sorry,
yeah.
They got the first down.
Yeah.
They scored a touchdown. My measurement in my head was off. I had them at the 5, and they were actually near the goal line. My apology.
No, it's tough with the offsides penalties by Dover-Sherborn, keeping track of it.
So they had second and goal? Was that second and goal?
Yes, it was second and goal after the first down on the offsides penalty.
And that's where they had inches to go, and Hasapitas for the score. Extra point attempt by number 77, and that is no name on our roster, so he'll be Mr. No Name, unfortunately. 6-0 so far. Long count. Snap. We got a whistle. Good. 7-0 visitors.
I think it's really important for Dover-Sherborn. I'm not necessarily saying to score. Very early in this game, 7-0. I wouldn't be concerned about that. What I'd be concerned about is if they don't come out and move the ball. You don't want these kids on a Thanksgiving Day game to get frustrated and all the momentum to go to Medfield early in the game.
Then you get cold a lot faster, too.
That's true. Anything that's going wrong is going to go wrong faster. You're going to go downhill faster.
And they better learn from that experience.
Absolutely. You got to stay on side.
And I got to wash my markers. The other problem I have is there's so many people on the sideline, I really had trouble spotting where the marker was, and therefore, when I went to the ball, I misread it.
Well, they're letting the Medfield kids get on the sideline. That's a tradition at Thanksgiving Day game, that they let the players, former players, up on the sideline. Dover-Sherborn's not doing it. They're all staying behind the fence. I don't know if they don't know that it's going to be okay, or they just don't want to be up there, but I'm guessing they don't know that they actually can stand on the sidelines.
Good crowds for both teams.
And it's nice. A lot of the former players and former students come back to watch the game and see their old friends and talk to them, and it's a nice tradition.
We also have the high school cheerleaders and the middle school cheerleaders. And the middle school cheerleaders, the younger kids, are from a dance company, and it's a combination of Medfield and Dover-Sherborn kids. So the little ones are balancing for both teams and rooting for both teams, hopefully. And the high school cheerleaders, of course, are from Medfield. We will stay live at halftime as long as we see a show out there. We'll also be here for post-game for the trophy presentation. 7-0 visitors, 1:39 to go in the first quarter as the ball plays dead. Back to the tee it goes. That's part of the wind.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can see the wind is strong, or it wouldn't be blowing off the
Now
tee.
we know which way it's blowing, though.
That's true.
It's
That's
right to
true.
left. So, another kick. Hasapitas. That's the second time he's done that. This time it goes out of bounds and it'll be a penalty
Yeah.
because
and,
you don't want the ball there.
No, you're going to get it up at the 35 now when you kick it out of bounds in high school. Although
So there's
Steve
no
Ryan,
choice. There's no choice?
No, there is. You can make them kick it again. Otherwise, teams would be just kicking the ball out of bounds anytime they didn't want to kick to a return person.
So it is a re-kick.
If Steve Ryan wants it, and it looks like he does.
So they'll go back, what, how many?
5 yards.
5 yards only?
Yeah, 5 yards only. It's just like an offsides penalty,
Mm-hmm.
illegal procedure, anything like that.
So spot the ball on the 35 now. Hasapitas gets one more look at it, and he's leaning left when he kicks it. The ball's arcing left towards us. Maybe that's the wind again.
It could be. Now, we got Emilio Cabey back there by himself, and he's standing on the right hash for Dover-Sherborn, so it looks like he's anticipating the ball's going to get kicked in that direction.
And with the right-footed kicker, it makes more sense. Of course, he kicks it the other way.
Well, I think he saw Emilio there.
Yeah, KB lets it go. It goes out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
I think it's coming out to the 20.
20, sorry.
Yeah,
Was
it's
there
okay.
a day when you had to down the ball in the end zone?
Yeah, absolutely,
And
absolutely.
what happened?
I don't know. I don't know when that actually changed, Bruce, but now you can sort of just say, well, we're not going to return the ball and give a wave with
Yeah,
your arm.
but my problem is it's a free ball.
It is, and that's
So if
a
it hits the
change.
end zone, why can't the other team still fall on it?
Well, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
I'd ask the MIAA, but they don't talk to anybody. That's a strange handoff. It bounced, and Jaffe picked it up. I don't know what. That was just bad.
Yeah, that was a poor snap
Yeah.
back, and that's one of the things with a high school team. And
Well, the good news is we're back. The bad news for the Raiders is another encroachment. That's the fourth, Jan.
Yeah, it's the fifth penalty they've had. There was a pass interference, which you're going to get pass interference off a Medfield trick play. But it's really inexcusable to have 4 encroachment penalties.
That pass interference was on a long ball into the flag by the goal line, and which definitely a defensive back not looking at the ball. Pass to the end zone, that'll complete inside the 10, and the ball was caught by McCormick. That looks like a first and goal inside the 10, maybe closer to the 5, depending on the spot.
So Medfield ran a play-action pass, which is going to be more successful when you've had success running the ball, and they have had success running the ball. Then the Medfield quarterback rolled out a little bit and threw a down-and-out pass, threw it very well.
They come to the line of scrimmage, ball on the 11, so it's 1st and 10. They can reach the 1 and get a first and goal, but they'd rather score. Pitch, McCormick does a sweep, and he sweeps to the ground and nothing else, lost some yardage.
Yeah, that was great defense. And Medfield's actually had more success going straight at the Dover-Sherborn with their running game than trying to run outside like that. Good pursuit from Dover-Sherborn.
Brad, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, it keeps like cutting on and
Is
off.
our internal mic off?
Yeah, our internal mic's off.
Okay. Anyways, 5-yard loss. 10:33 to go till halftime. 7-0. Big Blue Warriors, and they're driving for more. We hope you're enjoying our live stream with some audio of Dover-Sherborn High School football, with Medfield being the visitor. McCormick, the key back, in the backfield. He wears number 22. Quarterback stamps his foot, gets motion. Drops back, rolls, hands off, delay. McCormick, a tank, touchdown. He can drive a tank and a backup Jeep through the end zone. It was a nice rollout to the right and delay to McCormick, and it fooled everybody.
Yeah, he was. It looked like it was going to be the rollout pass that they've been running with 2 backs in front of him, and they brought it back with a counter, and there was over pursuit by Dover-Sherborn. But you understand that they've been playing the run. They've been playing the run very well.
Still working on our audio. Hassapetus is going to go for 2. Throws, deep end zone, no catch. So the score is 13-0 Medfield. And I think we fixed the problem because the audio has never sounded so good, Cam. Cam Crandall, Brad Crandall up here with us. Elsa Suxo downstairs, and we think Sebastian Hassar is doing Instagram, although I haven't seen him yet.
No, he's doing a family thing.
Sebastian's not here. He's preparing the turkey, or he's looking at the turkey in the oven. One or the other. It's still 13-0, Matt. 13-0. We got to see some offense from Dover-Sherborn. They got shut out last week at Hopkinton. So far, they've been shut out for 5 quarters plus.
Yeah, and they need to throw the ball, actually, because they're not able to run against Medfield so far. And I know that's some people would say jumping to a conclusion, but you get down 3 scores, it's going to be hard for Dover-Sherborn to come back and get 3 touchdowns. So you got to move the ball in this drive.
You know, you said it. They cannot afford to be down by 3 scores, yeah?
Yeah, they don't have a first down yet. And with 2 possessions and no first downs, that's a bad sign.
Well, they have the wind in their direction, if that's going to mean anything, because in the first quarter, it was working against them, and nothing went well, really. On the defense, we already mentioned the penalties. We won't hop on that. But at least our audio's good now. There's a bad cable, and that can happen at any time. And
Well,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, we were probably talking to ourselves, Bruce.
I do that a lot. Does it again. Hassapetus kicks it out of bounds.
We'll see what Steve Ryan wants to do with this.
Peter standing by himself back with the kicking tee, wondering, why do I keep doing that? Now he's mad at the tee. Look, Coach, I don't think I want a tee anymore. Can he kick it out of his hands? Does he have that option?
No, he can't kick it out of his hands, but he could take the tee away and kick it off the ground or being held by somebody. You don't actually have to use a tee.
Why can't they punt it?
That's just a rule. You can't punt it down there, or everybody would probably punt it because you could get the ball higher, and generally in high school get it further.
They've got to get Kiesling into the game. I haven't said his name at all. Instead, they run the ball with Jaffe. Jaffe, nice run up the middle, close to the 45.
Yeah, best play they've had so far. It's a first down. That's great.
And in case you're wondering, Jaffe is the unsung hero of this team because he is the only real running back coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, John O'Leary played running back, and I think he had some injury problems, so they sort of moved him out of that situation.
Number 29, yep. And I don't see him on the field. I haven't looked that closely, though. Going to run again. This time he's going wide. Jaffe turns it upfield. Passes bench. Jaffe to the 40. Out of bounds at the 38-yard line of the Warriors.
Yeah, that's great, and it shows how wrong I was. They're running the ball successfully now and not even trying to throw the ball, and it's worked well for them. And they're getting the ball in Jaffe's hands.
Look around, Dan. Isn't this great to see a beautiful crowd on both sides? It's lovely.
It really is, and it's the game for the Dover-Sherborn kids, and I think for the Medfield kids too. That they've got a lot of fans here. There's noise being made. It's exciting. It's like the football that they've been watching on TV all these years in college and professional levels. As far as the excitement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Motion. Quarterback drops left. Saber. It has it to the 40 and a first down. They say a loose ball. Wait a minute. Clock running, and who is it? It's Dover-Sherborn ball? Yeah.
Yeah, they said he was down before he actually coughed up the ball, and that's great. Good pass by Ronan Sullivan, and good catch by Saber.
Ball at the 40, 1st and 10. Building on their best drive of the game. 9:14 to go in the quarter with the clock moving. From the near hash mark, they come out. Kiesling's to the left with KB in a slot next to him. Wide out top of the screen as well. And Jaffe's running the ball. Not much of a hole, but he turns outside and gets himself some one-man yardage. He just did that all on his own.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to cut in, and that slowed up the pursuit, and then he made a burst to the outside. Now, one thing I've been looking at here is Kiesling and KB are on the same side with KB in the slot formation. Successful Dover-Sherborn play over the seasons has been the slot guy doing a down, out, and up, a double move. And I wouldn't be surprised to see that with KB now. But now they have KB wide and Kiesling in the slot, so they switched it.
They want to show you, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
They're running straight dive play. It goes for short yardage. Bring up 3rd and short. Something going on the field. Yeah, late flag. I know a Dover-Sherborn player not happy out there.
Yeah, there was some things going on well after the whistle, and I'm not sure who initiated or who was doing that. Whether it was a Medfield or the Dover-Sherborn player. Or they could call it offsetting penalties too. Yeah.
They're waving it off, as you said. In hockey, sometimes they make a mistake. Oh, you know what, guys? We made a mistake. Let's bring the puck to center ice and like nothing happened. Regardless, it's 3rd and 5 for the Raiders. And this is 2-down territory with 8:01 to go, 8 minutes to go in the half. Dover-Sherborn trailing Medfield, 13-zip.
Yeah, this is a huge play, and you said it, Bruce. They've got 2 downs to get this first down, so you might be more likely to see a running play out of this situation.
Motion by KB. Ball to not Jaffe. This is, I believe it's O'Leary, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He runs hard. He had some fumbling problems early in the season, then he got injured. But he runs hard, and he's a junior. He's a good player. He's going to be back.
And he's off the field. And as well as your graduating seniors, you got to build for next year as well. And
Yeah.
as you said, Olaire's a key to that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be one of their best players, and he's likely going to be starting both ways.
And you got Ronan Richards coming back in the backfield next year, too. That's helpful. Southpaw has it. Doesn't even drop. Throws a screen for about a yard. I do not understand that.
Yeah, they were just trying to get it out quick to their wing
Bob
/ slot guy and see if he could make something happen down there.
Well, he got a yard.
Yeah. I think at this point, I think they feel like they've loosened him up a little bit with these successful running plays and that they can successfully throw the ball. I just wouldn't be surprised if them throw the ball down the field to KB again.
KB all by himself on this side. Quarterback's going to keep. Weaves to the 30. Got nothing. 3rd and long coming up.
Yeah, they brought their wing back in motion from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, faked it, and I think they were hoping that Medfield would get in a pursuit situation and that Ronan Sullivan could work the ball right back up the middle of the field.
I forgot how big number 87 is for Medfield again, Jimmy. Not only is he an end, but he's a defensive end, and he's huge.
Yeah, he's a tall kid and a really good athlete, judging on what he did last year catching the ball. He was definitely their bright spot on offense last year.
3rd down, pitch under the arm, comes Jaffe, brings it down to the 25. That'll make it 4th and 6 to 7 yards.
I think that was a really good call. Throwing on that down and putting Ronan Sullivan in a possible 4th and 12 makes it really difficult. And they've had with Jaffe some good luck running the ball outside.
4th and 7. Passing down?
Absolutely this time. I think you've got to be ready to throw the ball. Jaffe's been your best player so far in the game, but this is a long way to go to run the ball.
KB's in motion deep. 3 receivers right side. Timeout?
Yeah, they were trying to draw Medfield off that time. Dover-Sherborn traditionally goes on the second count, so the second time the quarterback calls the signal, that's a traditional Dover-Sherborn. So when you want to get somebody into an offside situation, you go on the 3rd or 4th count and really say the second count loudly to get them to jump. Medfield had some good discipline there, though.
That is, I think, the first time out of the half.
Yeah, and it was worth the risk. You could get into a 4th and 2 situation, and it's more important. Those timeouts can be very important, but right now it's more important to keep this drive going. The question now is, can they protect Ronan Sullivan if he does drop back to pass? And if they feel like they can do that, it'll be a good situation to try to throw it to Chris Kiesling or to KB.
I have a note from my wife. She just texted me, someone's breathing heavily.
That's me. That's me. I don't know if I can adjust that, though, Bruce.
I've never heard that one before. You're a heavy breather, huh? Lefty, Sullivan, nobody there, throws it away.
Hopefully I'm not breathing heavily. If I am, I apologize to everybody who's watching. True. It could be worse. It could be worse if I wasn't breathing.
I did take CPR, by the way. I forgot most of it.
I'm trying not to make you put it to work. He's trying to throw to Chris Kiesling. He threw it well over his head. I didn't see anybody open, frankly. Kiesling had 2 people on him, and KB was going deep, but he had somebody on the coverage.
4:52 to go. Medfield takes it at their own 25, and they run. Bulldog play. Griffin for a short gain.
Dover-Sherborn's playing Emilio Cabe deep at free safety, and they're playing the other 10 players because Medfield isn't splitting anybody out. They're playing the other 10 players within 5 yards of the ball, trying to make a situation where Medfield won't be able to block everybody. Am I still breathing heavy?
No, but the EMTs are coming. Don't worry about it. We'll send them away.
How do you know they're not for you?
True. My wife's going, what? Staggered backfield. McCormick. There he goes. 5, 7, 8, 10. Maybe a first down if he didn't roll out of bounds. Nope, he stayed in bounds. I think he's got the first. No, 3rd and short. 3rd and short.
This is an important down. And they're trying to get the ball. Oh, now they're saying first down.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. They kept moving the guy with the marker. He kept moving towards the 10-yard marker. And I'm thinking, where are you going to stop? It's a first down. That's why he kept moving. You mean the official?
Yes, he is. One of the chain gang is a very tall marker holder.
Does that change his attitude?
Maybe in life in general, but I don't know that while he's holding the chains.
At this time, the penalty is a false start against the offense. That's the first one of the game.
Yeah, they had a penalty on the kick that was accepted, but other than that, so that's 5 yards in penalties, and Dover-Sherborn's had about 35 yards in penalties.
If you look at the offensive ball handlers for Medfield, they're all seniors. These guys know what to do and what not to do, and that's why it's the first offensive penalty.
Yeah, they're doing a very good job. They should be really proud of themselves, the kids who have stuck with this program. If you remember this game 2 years ago, it was 35-0.
Yeah.
Right in the second play of the second half. Second play of the second half was already 35-0.
Throw. Picked up.
Yes.
No, he dropped it.
Oh, that would have been a huge play.
Instead, Stefanelli, the senior, instead of a pick, he knocked the ball away, and it's second down. Yeah, that would have been big.
I think he was actually trying to throw the ball away in that situation, but didn't get it far enough out of bounds.
So 2nd and 15 coming up. The ball at the 30 of Medfield. I'm Bruce Glazer. He's Dan Bennett. The Crandalls are here. Elsa is here, but Sebastian's home cooking the turkey, so we don't have Instagram today. Oh, Cam doing Instagram. Okay. Hasapetus keeps the ball. Hasapetus runs forward for about 7.
Yeah, and that looked like the traditional wishbone option. I don't know if he was making a read on that, but he made the fake to the fullback and then just turned it up after he got outside the defensive end.
And Hasapetus is coming slowly off the field. And as he comes off the field, he's walking even more slowly. He's got a limp.
Yeah, he does. You hope he's not going to be out of the game. You know, you're a Dover-Sherborn fan, but you don't want anybody injured playing football.
Alex Munns has come in. The trainer's on the bench with Hasapetus looking at his left leg, I believe. This will be a running play, if nothing else, to get the quarterback set. Maybe a timeout coming. Eric Ornberg wants a timeout.
Yeah.
Head coach for Medfield calls time. He has been coaching this team since 2011. The home coach has been coaching for 8 years. That would be Steve Ryan. The Thanksgiving series since 1966. Medfield has 29 wins, Dover-Sherborn 23, and there have been 5 ties.
That's a pretty close when you think about it.
It was a wide margin until several years ago.
Yeah.
And Dover-Sherborn started winning.
Right. Dover-Sherborn's won 4 out of the last 5 seasons. Medfield did win at Medfield 4 years ago, but Dover-Sherborn's been picking up some wins. That was actually a very smart play by the Medfield coach. He ran all the 40 seconds out because I think he's thinking we're not going to likely get this first down with our starting quarterback on the bench.
Well, I'm looking at Hasapitas. He took his left shoe off, and he indicated to one of the players, looks like he turned his ankle. Don't know how bad it is, but when you take your shoe off, he's putting it back on, aren't you eligible for a swelling at that point?
That's true. That's true.
But he's putting it back on. Munns is still at quarterback, over center, calls motion, and we got a jump in the backfield. Yeah, it's going to happen with a backup quarterback.
Yeah, they're not used to the count the way the backup quarterback is calling the signals.
Each quarterback has his own cadence and rhythm.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Hasapitas says, I'm ready. Munns says, I'm getting back in the huddle before he comes on the field.
Yeah.
So this is probably Munns' last play at quarterback for a while.
I don't know that he's actually run a play. They had a timeout and then a penalty.
Yeah.
So I think this is his first and probably last play.
So he has to run a play once the starter comes off anyways. He has to run at least one play. And
That's true.
McCormick for 5. McCormick stopped there. It'll be 3rd and long as Hasapitas returns and Munns comes off the field. Timeout, Dover-Sherborn.
Yeah, smart timeout by Steve Ryan. There's a minute 46 left in the half. They need to stop the clock. It depends really on the punt here, what type of offense you use against Medfield. You know, if they can score before half, it's going to be huge. 13-0 going down in one score, that's obviously doable.
4th and let's call it 10. The ball at the 40, just over the 35-yard line of Medfield. Medfield going left to right as you look at it. Buck 46 to go until halftime. I'm looking at Hasapitas. He's back in punt formation.
That's good to see. As I said earlier, you don't want to see someone go out with an injury.
He's counting the number of bodies in the field, as the punter's supposed to do.
It looks like they're going for the rush here.
Cavy's back by himself at his own 40. Long count. Ground ball to the right-footed kicker. And he kicks it right again. Forget it, Cavey. It's going out of bounds. Maybe. Yes, out of bounds. And around the 30 of Dover-Sherborn. They get 70 yards until pay dirt. And a buck 36 in time to do it with as Dover-Sherborn trails Medfield 13-zip.
That was a really good play by the kicker there. And he fielded a bad snap. He got it off, and he got a good kick out of it. Now we'll see if the Dover-Sherborn does anything different with their formations. Not that they would change out of that double slot formation they have, but putting somebody in motion to create a trips situation.
Well, they're almost forced to pass. They only have one timeout left and not much time to do anything with. Snap of the fingers, and the ball comes to the lefty. Sullivan throwing it this way. Nice battle for the ball. KB and number 2, Tommy Ujulape. Tommy Ujulape, I've been trying to pronounce his name for a week. I'm still not there. But he knocked that ball away, and that was the best thing.
Yeah, a wonderful play as a cornerback. You can see how they were playing off. They know that it's going to be hard for Dover-Sherborn to move the ball down 5 yards a play. So Emilio KB was playing split end, went straight up the field, and the cornerback made a really nice play on it.
Defensive lineman who's hurt for Medfield down the field. Both teams go back and sort of like a defensive into a huddle to wait to see what's going to happen. An official timeout, and water being brought out for both teams.
Yeah, that was Kinjemi, who was playing defensive end, as you talked earlier. That's down right now.
Brad, maybe time for a new audio mixer.
I know. What's going on here?
Either that or a lot of bullhorns. Dan Jimmy, as I remember, also plays basketball.
Oh, he's a tall kid. That's interesting. Is he a good basketball player?
I don't remember. I think he plays basketball as well. I can't imagine with his athleticism him not being a good basketball player.
That's true.
But he's coming to the sideline. Shaking up in the play. Dover-Sherborn back to the huddle, and the clicks are happening in my headset.
Yeah, me too.
We made the Dixie Cups for the basketball season, and a string. From the near hash, 2nd and 10. Sullivan drops, throws it, got Jaffe. Jaffe looking towards midfield, runs to the sideline, to the 40, up to the 45-yard line, and he's got himself a first down and about 10 yards to spare. Flag on the play.
All right, so they're calling ineligible player downfield. In high school football, as long as you throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage, your offensive lineman can go down the field. So they may be waving this off. Yeah, they are. So what was happening is they were looking at the linemen. The linemen were over the line of scrimmage, but the catch was by Jaffe was behind the line of scrimmage. That's different than pro football.
So in this case, if he'd thrown it downfield, it would have been an ineligible man.
Yes, that's right. It was a good call, screen pass. They've been getting some rush on Ronan Sullivan. You can see how far Medfield's playing off the receivers.
Ball looking to KB. KB's got it. KB turns to midfield. KB's got a first down. No, he's shy of a first down by a couple of yards.
I'm just so happy to see him catch the ball.
Sullivan looking over the middle. Overthrows everybody. Ojalape and KB, two of you solid, a defensive back and a wide receiver. They're a great matchup. Speed on both sides.
Yeah, it really has been good so far. And when KB's gotten a chance on that play where he was running, looks like some type of drag pattern, he did a really good job. Throwing the ball down the field, the way Medfield's playing off 7 to 8 yards on the corner position, it is hard to get the ball over him, and the Medfield corner's been doing a great job.
Explain a drag pattern.
Okay, so normally there's the pass patterns go sort of diagonally or some type of perpendicular type run. This is a great run.
Look at that run by Jaffe. He's not down. He's close to the 32. And determination, he weaved, he bucked, he did everything he did for extra yardage.
Yeah, a drag pattern, you're just going across the field, sort of in a almost circular, and you're coming in a situation where you're coming back towards the offensive lineman, not up the field.
Like a curl?
Like a curl, but you're going to continue across the field.
Raiders at the 32, they just used their last timeout. And I was thinking of running 2 plays in a row with no timeouts, but they got a sophomore quarterback. That's going to be tough to do. But there are only 49 ticks on that clock.
Yeah, I think you're going to see on one of these 49 ticks the ball going into the end zone for a long pass. Steve Ryan on every Thursday, and this week I'm sure it was Wednesday, runs a practice with 2-minute drills. So Ronan's now had 4 weeks of that because this is his 4th game he's starting. So he's done it. He's done it in practice. We'll see if he's able to do it in the game.
Is a lot of that a hurry-up offense?
Yeah, absolutely.
And is there measured yardage on each play you want to gain rather than running the ball?
No, you want to see if you have stopped the clock either with a first down or going out of bounds, and that you've got to get to the line of scrimmage if you haven't done either.
Sullivan, line drive to KB, brings it to about the 29, short pickup.
Yeah, that's another drag pattern, and you can see they are getting up 2 plays in a row because the clock is still running.
33 seconds to go in the half. 2nd down. Forget the downs, it's just the clock that matters. That ball knocks away, and that is an excellent play by number 33, Cal Gardner.
Yeah, they know the speed, the elusiveness of KB, but so does Medfield. So I know he's been out all season, but they know what type of player he is because of the damage he's done to him in the past.
I'm not sure they can use the middle of the field with no timeouts. I mean, they have to go sideline, I'm thinking, because if they go middle of the field, they're going to lose a lot of clock time.
Yeah. Now the clock stops when the chains are moved, but still, you're absolutely right. Now they're doing something different here. They're going trips with KB by himself on this side.
Sullivan looking at KB. I don't know where he's throwing that ball, but he goes out of bounds.
Well, they're playing so far off, and Bruce, it's really hard to get that ball in there on that type of pass play. But they know he's a tremendous player, so Dover-Sherborn wants to get him the ball. But if you see what happens, right away, number 2 starts backing off the ball. He's already 8 yards off the ball, and they're playing what's called 2 deep. Now they're going to have 3 deep, and just to make sure Dover-Sherborn can't get the ball over their heads.
Did Sullivan throw it away or just overthrew it?
No, he just overthrew it. It's type of error that any player can make. Tom Brady overthrew people.
Well, this is the big play. Time and downs don't really matter. It's 4th down, 23 seconds, but all that doesn't mean anything if you can't complete it. Pass right side, overthrown.
Yeah, he tried to go to Chris Kiesling over there. Out of the trips, Chris was doing some type of down and out pattern. The 2 Sabres were going deep, hoping to draw off the coverage, especially when you had room like that.
Give Medfield credit. They're playing good defense, especially on the pass.
They are. The only success Dover-Sherborn's really had is Jaffe running the ball. And he's been able to get outside against them. Now, I do want to point one thing out. It's not that freezing cold, but every year on Thanksgiving, the Medfield coaches wear shorts. I'm not sure of the strategy on that, why when it's freezing you wear shorts, but it's something they do.
They're in the igloo huddle. And Asapitas takes the drop. By the way, did you see the play? It was Kansas City. Oh, I forgot who they were playing. And Mahomes wanted to basically spike the ball and stop the clock. So I guess this has been done in high school as well. But Mahomes spikes the ball, and a defensive lineman dove under the pile to try and grab it and pick it off as an interception before the ball hit the ground.
I didn't see that.
He anticipated the spike, wanted to pick it off, and you saw him slither underneath and between legs. He didn't get it, but it was a great idea.
Okay, so now just looking at the Medfield helmets, they actually have the Army traditional emblem on them, on the side of the helmets. So that's a nice thing. Dover-Sherborn with Navy and the Medfield kids with an Army emblem on their helmets.
So we got a 15-minute break at halftime. There is no marching band. Thankfully, they stayed inside their warm houses. And the cheerleaders are having a good time, entertaining the crowd and as well staying warm.
It looks like that's what they're doing, is staying warm, running in place.
So I think we can afford to just take our headsets off and watch the cheerleaders and take a break.
Oh, sounds good, Bruce.
The score at halftime, Medfield 13 and Dover-Sherborn 0. We'll be back shortly with the second half of this game. You are watching Dover-Sherborn Cable TV.
To me, sportsmanship is probably one of the biggest aspects of sports in general, because it really does prepare you for life after sports. It teaches you so many life lessons, and just being a good teammate in sports, it'll prepare you for life because you'll always be in teams, you'll always be working in businesses, you'll always be working with other people.
No, it's no fun to be the one person that takes everything too seriously and doesn't show goodwill to others. So being a good sport makes you more likable, and it's just a good trait to have, not just in high school, but for the rest of your life.
Sportsmanship means to me respecting the opposing team after a win or a loss to help ensure that everyone has a positive experience in the end.
The MIA event that I went to was NASLC, and it really had me think a lot more about sportsmanship. A lot of the guest speakers that we had, they really put into me the idea that you need to respect your opponent and also respect who they are as another team. Look at it as improving on my own skills so I can win that game for my team.
Being a good sport will always be important, and just you learn great life lessons from sports, and they'll always impact you later in life.
Thanks to Brad and Kim and Mike and Elsa, we have our audio back in full form because there was a cable that was bad and we couldn't change it until halftime. So I'm Bruce Glazer, Dan Bennett standing next to me. And we came into this thinking 3 and 7 teams are well matched, but not really because Medfield doesn't have the injuries Dover-Sherborn has. They have the depth, and it's showing in that first half.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bruce. The key injuries for Dover-Sherborn are hitting at positions that really you can't do without. And, quarterback, you've got your prime receiver, Brian Olson is out. And we've got some people with entertainment. I don't blame them. They are out here in the cold. They deserve some recognition. They're kind of the offensive linemen of broadcasting.
We're in the wind, and I swear the wind is going, hey, those idiots on the truck, let's get the wind over there.
That's probably why I was breathing hard in the first half. Hard enough that your wife noticed and sent a text. Was it an email or a text on the heavy breathing?
It was a text.
So, okay. All right. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better.
And then she noted, well, my husband's hardly breathing, so it balances it out.
Yes.
Hey, Alice is going to take over on the camera.
Oh, sure, dessert.
Brad's leaving. He's thinking, I'll go in the trucks, turn the engine on, suckers.
You guys did great. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, thanks. Bye. You ever watch the movie Airplane?
Yes.
There's a book out on it, and the writers and producers talk about how they got the actors together. It's called Airplane, and it's got a subtitle, I'm sure, but it's one of the best, tongue-in-cheek movies ever made. And they talk about how they found some of the people, and they told a lot of the actors who were serious actors back in the day, act seriously. And the jokes will come by themselves. It's just a fantastic read if you get a chance for Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I remember one of the actors was Beaver Cleaver's mother from that series.
Yes, Barbara Billingsley.
Okay, and very surprising to see her in Airplane. I know there were Leslie Nielsen was more surprising probably for most people, but just seeing Beaver Cleaver's mother having a role in that.
Well, they had to convince Leslie Nielsen to do it because he was a serious actor before that, and it turned out then he did the Naked Gun movies, and it changed his career around.
Yeah.
And you had Beaver's mother talking jive to the two black guys on the plane, and they were in shock, but it was such an out-of-character move for her as Mrs. Cleaver that it just worked beautifully.
Yes.
Yes, it did. Back to football, maybe. We have 2 11-minute quarters to go. They play 11, right?
12.
See, I'm not even here today. I'm here in spirit only.
Well, now, Steve Ryan did the usual thing. They get the coaches out of the locker room and give the kids a chance to talk to themselves right before they come out from halftime. I think it's a smart thing to do because the kids are looking to their leaders. They've heard a lot from the coaches over the 3 months and dedicating themselves and having the seniors come in and say some things, I think is a really good idea.
Back to me. I'm realizing something. I'm having a problem with this game. This is our 3rd game of the season due to weather and other circumstances. We've been doing about 1 a month, and I am just not in gear. 11-minute quarters. They used to play 11-minute quarters in the Hockenbach League, and some other schools play 10-minute quarters. Others are playing 12s, and I think it's all uniform now, isn't it?
I think it is all uniform to 12, and Dover-Sherborn was one of those teams that used to play 10-minute quarters during the season, and sometimes what would happen is they would switch it to 12-minute quarters for the Thanksgiving day, just to give the kids. Yeah. I think it's a question of both teams agreeing to that to change it. But now everybody plays 12-minute quarters. Believe me, the MIAA doesn't want to give up any control. They want to make sure they run everything right to a T.
Ain't that the truth? Back deep, McCormick and Tommy Ojulape. I got it. I'm not kidding. I practiced and I said to myself, no matter what you do with that name, you're going to mess it up. But I got it now. So I'm going to just keep saying it.
Well,
Ojulape. What's on the far side, McCormick on the near side.
You know what? I think you're going to get a chance to say it a number of times because I think Dover-Sherborn's going to keep trying to throw the ball. And Ojulape has done a wonderful job in coverage.
And he's got shiny lime green sneakers on, so you can't miss him on the field. Both return men are at their own 29. And the honors will be done by Tyler Huang. Wind picking up. Thank you, Wind. A ground ball to shortstop. Picked up by McCormick at his own 18-yard line. McCormick straight up the middle. Nice wedge for him. He goes to the right and brings it to the 35.
Pretty good coverage there, I'd say. 35-yard line. Medfield's probably satisfied with that also. But it was a ground ball, and the Dover-Sherborn kids got down there and covered well.
Well, you can't trust the wind today, that's for sure. Hasapides remains the quarterback, and behind him it looks like Griffin. It is. And McCormick, wing to the left, hand off to McCormick. He jumps, leaps ahead, and picks up a few.
Medfield went right back to the same formation they started the game with, which is an I, double tights, and a wing, and the wing kind of facing back towards the I formation, and ran basically the same type of play that they were running to start the game, which is straight ahead. Now, Dover-Sherborn stopped their running game for the most part. It was kind of counters and rollout passes and actually trick plays that got them there. They're back in the wishbone now.
Hasapides, play fakes, turns around, airs it out, overthrown. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh, a nice attempt by Schoenfeld. Roman Schoenfeld had the ball in his fingertips, but it was so leaping of a catch he couldn't hold on.
Yeah, that was a nice throw, nice attempt, but the coverage was really good. It had to be a sort of a perfect throw to get there. Dover-Sherborn blitzed again. They're trying to get pressure on the quarterback because they know if they don't get pressure on him, he's done a good job. He's a senior. And now Medfield's getting out of that. Nope, they're back in the double tights with the wishbone.
Quarterback over center. Hands off to McCormick. He comes off the left guard. And looks like he's very close to a first down.
This will be, Medfield's going to punt the ball.
Doesn't have it, 4th and short.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move by them. If you're ahead by 13 points, you don't want to give Dover-Sherborn a short field.
Plus, Medfield's defense has held up very well until now. Hasapides does the honors, counting the numbers out there, needs 10 plus himself. Back deep, KB, shielding his eyes from the sun, which was the sun's in a precarious position for a return man. And that ball goes right. And that ball bounces around the 30, goes out of bounds at 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Raiders, the captains for the Raiders, the surviving captains this season are Kiesling, KB, and Rogers.
Yeah, that actually is a good situation for Dover-Sherborn. They only gained Medfield about 20 yards on that punt, so that's a good situation. Dover-Sherborn has reasonably good field position at the 37, and this is the time to get going. They did a good job stopping Medfield with no first downs.
KB is in his solo position, wide out this side. They got trips to the right. Make that two receivers right side, top side of your screen. Quarterback was in the gun. Now he's over center. Ronan Sullivan leans in, looks to his right. Calls it out, throws a screen. Caught by Kiesling. He dives ahead. Good pickup.
Okay, so that was a play that they audibled at the line of scrimmage, and Steve Ryan was actually sending it in. You see Medfield still playing with 2 deep safeties, 12 yards off the ball. They put him into trips, and there was actually nobody covering Chris Kiesling at the slot receiver. 9 yards, great start to the second half.
Once again, KB this way, 3 receivers top side. They got a split end, a slot, and a wingback top side of the screen. They run it up to down to the 45 of Medfield.
Good play, moving the ball down the field, back to what worked for him in the first half with Jaffe. Now we'll see if they keep running the trips with KB wide to the away from the trips, which is what they did in the first 2 plays.
KB in a new position now. He's back to wing, it looks like, or slot. He's a slot on the near side. Kiesling, the split end on our side. Now KB goes in motion deep. Pitch. Jaffe weaving up down the field to the 38-yard line, 4 or 5 yards short of a first down.
Yeah, that was a smart play also. You bring KB back in motion. Medfield's anticipating they're going to try to get on the ball, and they come back away from where KB motioned to and got another good 7-yard pickup.
See, having KB in the lineup just gives you one more tool to work with.
It does. I don't know who they would motion back with if it wasn't Emilio, but it's certainly not going to grab as much attention. Now they're back in the trips with Jaffe behind.
Speaking of Jaffe, straight ahead, first down. They're blocking by Rogers, as well as 59. Oops. Well, I don't have wrong roster, Bruce. Jacob Kumalil. Yeah.
Well, we're going to have faith in you, Bruce, on that name. No one's going to contradict you unless it's the parents who call you up later. They're back in the trips again, but the shotgun rather than underneath center.
He isn't Jaffe again. Jaffe's got a hole. Jaffe weaves to the right, busted right side to the 20, down to 15, 10, and he's finally hit there inside the 10-yard line. Great run.
Okay, so I'm not saying that, Medfield's still ahead 13-0 here, but if they're going to continue to play their guys 8 to 10 yards off the ball, it's going to be difficult to stop the run.
Ball's at the 8, so that would be about a 25-yard run by Jaffe.
And he looked good, too. Good speed, nice cut. Wasn't easy to bring down. Now you got trips to this side, to the left side with KB outside. I got to believe they're going to run Jaffe again.
It's working. Now they're down to the 7?
I think inside the 5.
5, yeah. 5.
Midfield's running a timeout. I don't know if they're going to switch up what they're doing on defense. I hope not. I hope they keep playing off the ball like they've been playing. They also don't have Kangemi out there anymore, so that's going to weaken their defense.
Do you see him on the sideline?
I do. I saw him sort of limp out there when they huddled up here with the timeout.
He's back out there, by the way, 87.
Right, and he walked out once they called the timeout. So I don't know if he'll stay out there or he's going to be walking back.
Does Medfield have a problem coming back on the field saying to themselves in the second half, we had it so easy, they're not going to beat us, and they backed off a little? I mean, they backed off physically as well as mentally?
Yeah, I think that does happen, especially in high school.
They're just humans,
Yeah, especially in high school. Okay, Kangemi's back out there, limping out there, but back out there.
Hey, it's his last football game. He's going to give it all he got. Solo receiver this side is KB once again.
Yeah.
This time they got 2 up to the right side, twin receivers. Pitch. Here comes Jaffe. Jaffe to the goal line. You got it.
Good, hard run. They actually were, Medfield was in good position there, but it didn't matter.
The score to Dover-Sherborn, 6, Medfield 13.
Now, this was a point where we weren't on. I think the sound was off. But Medfield took a chance by running a trick play in the first half on their extra point. And it's coming back to haunt them a little bit here because if Dover-Sherborn can hit the extra point.
Yep, there it is, infraction, encroachment. My only question on that was neither team looked set when the Medfield player jumped, but neither team was down at the line of scrimmage, so I thought they just let it go.
No, he was intentionally doing that, intentionally going across the line there. And they don't actually have to be set for it to be encroachment.
Okay. 7:13 to go. Extra point vital now. That's 13-6 right now. Kick off to the right. Good. just inside the right crossbar. 13-7, Dover-Sherborn on the board.
That's great. What a turnaround that is. And especially the way they did it. Running the ball hard, and Jaffe making some good pickups.
Yeah, Jaffe was the key. He scored, but he made that 25-yard run as well. Scores in the game, first half, Hasapetus on a short run, and then a 16-yard run by McCormick put it at 13-0 as one of the two-point conversion was no good. Then you just saw Jaffe on the 5-yard run, and that's where we are, 13-7. Now we've got a ball game.
Yeah, not jumping ahead, but it's going to be interesting to see if Medfield continues to play 2 deep safeties and try to stop the run with 9 guys instead of using 10 and playing a 1 deep safety or play man-to-man. Because right now they're taking 2 guys out of their run support by playing them 12 yards off the ball.
Back deep for the return, Ujalape and McCormick. Both are seniors. Kickoff coming by Wong. Right foot into the ball, and he squibs it up the field. And Ojalape didn't know he was going to get it, but he does. Ojalape to the right side, to the 22 and out of bounds. Small return, 1st and 10, Medfield.
Yeah, good coverage. He had a little trouble fielding the ball, which slowed it up, but it was really good coverage anyhow. And when he tried to make it to the sideline. Now, kickoffs and punts are different. If you start to try to run directly out to the outside instead of breaking through that first front line, it's difficult to do because everybody's got a good angle on you, pursuit to make the tackle.
Sapitas hands off. Nice run by Griffin. That's not Griffin, that's Gardner with an excellent run from his own 22 to midfield.
When Medfield has been successfully running the ball, it's been off a counter action just like that. They were in the wishbone, they faked one direction, they handed in the other direction. And I think it's because Dover-Sherborn is up there hustling, trying to stop that initial run, and they get in an over pursuit situation. And you see here, they've got now pretty much 11 guys right up by the...
McCormick this time comes around left end on a sweep. McCormick far side. The previous run by Gardner was 24 yards. That's another nice run for a first down by McCormick.
Yeah, and it was the same thing. They faked inside and then went wide with counter action out of it. Now, Dover-Sherborn shouldn't get too rattled by this. They're still 42 yards away from getting to the end zone. They just got to settle down. The defensive ends can't get too far upfield because that's what's creating on the inside counter the opening in the field.
Sapitas hands off to McCormick. It's grabbed by the ankle. Nice tackle by number 54 for Dover-Sherborn, Luca Mariano.
Okay, so when you look at that, that's exactly the difference there. They tried to run straight at him with a lead back out of the I formation, and Medfield's not making yardage out of that. If Medfield's going to be successful running the ball, it has been with counteraction or reverses.
Deception plays.
The deception plays. Taking advantage of the good hustle by Dover-Sherborn.
2nd and 11. A counter play, misdirection to the right side. Oh, nice run by Gardner. Yeah. Once again, that kid's a keeper.
Yeah, same thing. Faking the ball to going to their left and coming back to the right, inside the defensive end. Now, this is a big play, 3rd and 1. Now, they're probably in a 2-down situation, so I'm going to correct myself a little bit there. But Dover-Sherborn's been stopping them straight ahead, so I actually wouldn't be surprised to see Medfield sneak it rather than hand off.
Hasapetus has done that once before for a touchdown. Let's see if he keeps the ball. Right leg snaps, hand off. That's a first down, I think. He didn't need much. Will Griffin on the carry.
They're trying to run straight at him. And Dover-Sherborn blitzes. They get 10 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and he didn't get there.
They really didn't move the marker.
They didn't.
4th and 1. Huge play with 4:29 to go in the quarter.
Right.
13-7 Dover-Sherborn trailing in the middle of the third quarter.
Bob Conrad's trying to get something done there. They're trying to get their 11th guy on the field. They have them on the field. And they have to wait for that. When Medfield switches, they additionally have to wait to give Dover-Sherborn a chance to adjust.
Whoa. Now we got a problem. Timeout Dover-Sherborn because they had a 12th man running on and off the field, and smartly they called the timeout rather than a foul. If you have 12 men in the field, obviously it's a penalty. Why is there a penalty when there's only 10?
Well, on defense there shouldn't be. On offense, it's generally because you either got too many people in the backfield, which would be the usual thing, or you might have someone who's an ineligible receiver in an eligible spot. So you've got to have those 7 people on the line of scrimmage, and they have to have numbers that can be eligible receivers unless they report in and say, for instance, 77, I'm going to be an eligible receiver, so they can alert the Dover-Sherborn defense. But it shouldn't be on defense. If you're making a mistake, they should just be letting it go and saying because you're making a mistake.
Right, exactly. Yeah. That's your disadvantage.
Right.
Back to the field we are. 4:01 to go in the third. Full house backfield.
Yeah, Dover-Sherborn's right up there trying to stop that quarterback sneak.
That's what's coming. I have no doubt. Hasapitas waits. Takes it. Nope. Moves it. Flips it on a reverse. Trying to come around and knock down was Schoenfeld. I don't know if he got it. Did he?
No, he did not. They got a little too tricky for themselves on that. Instead of just sneaking the ball forward, they tried to run a reverse. Additionally, they tried to run it to the short side of the field, so the player didn't have as much area to make the cut.
But the Raiders and Mariano stopped the play and goes the other way. And all the momentum has to be on the home team right now.
Oh, absolutely. They've got plays that have been running successful running the ball, and now they've stopped Medfield after Medfield had a pretty good drive going.
And this is something you can also build off for next year. Sullivan over center. Waits for the snap. Got it. Handoff. Well, loose ball. KB. Nope. Sullivan picks it up, and he's back at his own 5 or 10-yard line, I think.
Yeah, that's high school football. He was trying to pitch it back to Emilio KB, threw it behind him. What should have been a fairly simple play out of that formation. It's high school football. Mistakes happen. And it was a bad pitch back. He did a good job, though, getting on the ball and trying to turn it back upfield. He didn't just stand there saying, oh, I made a mistake, that's the way it goes.
Where are you spotting that ball?
I think I think that's where it is. So I think it's over 20 yards to the first down.
Sullivan rolls, throws across the field. Nice catch! I think it's Kiesling, I'm guessing.
No, Jaffe.
Jaffe on the catch. Came out of the backfield with that one.
Yeah, that's a really good play, and it's a traditional Dover-Sherborn play. Roll towards the trips and run your back out of the backfield to the opposite side.
You know the problem, not the problem, the strange look of that was it was coming from the other direction. It was a southpaw throwing across the field, and you don't usually see that on Dover-Sherborn lineup.
You know what's great about that? Really good catch by Jaffe, great call by the coaches. But Ronan Sullivan coming back from making a bad play and making the best play of the game for himself, laying it right in there. That's a great sign.
Motion. Sullivan handing off to Jaffe. Boom! And they turn it over on that. They turn it over on the ground. Yep. Picking it up is number 21, the happiest jumping player on the field, and that'd be Chase Coughlin.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a problem with the handoff or if there was some contact there that jarred the ball loose. Now they've just got to keep their momentum going and not let Medfield just move the ball down the field. They did a good job last time. They got in that fourth down situation and made the play.
In baseball, if you walk the leadoff hitter, you got problems. In football, if you make enough mistakes and get called for it, you got problems. McCormick coming around left. McCormick down the far sideline as he stopped. You have to wait for the spot of the ball.
Yeah, so that time Medfield put their unbalanced line to the right. It was a big unbalance. There was only one guy to the left of the center. And then they ran back towards that, using their two running backs out of the wishbone as the blockers to try to get them free. Dover-Sherborn did a pretty good job on that play. I don't know that Medfield's disappointed picking up 4 yards, but I thought Dover-Sherborn played it very well.
Warriors ball. They're going to keep the clock rolling. Ball down to 30.
That's a counter play out of the wishbone. Fake it to the left, come back to the right. That's their running play that's working. Not reverses, not trick plays. Dover-Sherborn's just got to stop over pursuing. And in this situation, they're getting it inside the defensive end with their blocking, and that's where the hole is.
Gardner on the first down gain. Ball, the nose of the ball just outside the 30.
Back in the wishbone.
Pitched to Gardner. Comes around the sweep on the right with McCormick leading the blocking. Flag on the play. Looks like there might be a penalty on Medfield. No matter what he did, it's coming back, it appears.
Yeah,
on
I think it's holding. Holding over there. And Medfield came out, switched what they were doing, and went to a sweep out of that to get to the outside. Dover-Sherborn's got 10 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Now Medfield's in a different position. Running the ball is going to be a lot more difficult when they got to make 20 in 4 downs. And that's a penalty that's going to happen. That's not like a offsides or an encroachment or illegal motion where you shouldn't make that penalty. Not that you should make holding, but it's sort of a thing that's just going to happen.
Well, one holding in the game, one pass interference in the game. That's pretty good if you look at it that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Asapitas. Hands off, another misdirection.
Yep.
Gardner loses the ball. Blue shirt's on it. Waiting for the official call. It looks like blue ball. Waiting. Nope, second down. Yeah. Somehow Medfield got it back.
Yeah, it really looked like Dover-Sherborn had it.
It did, didn't it? Yeah. They do punch around down there, don't they?
Yeah.
To say the least.
I think if you're Medfield, you're going to run some type of play action pass now because of the way Dover-Sherborn's playing with their people so close in the line of scrimmage.
Ball in the 35, under half a minute to go in the quarter, 14 yards to go on second down. McCormick in motion. Nope. Quarterback fakes, throws to the end zone, man down there. Touchdown.
Wow. I just got to compliment Medfield on that. That was just a great pass, a good catch. I thought the Sabre boy had very good coverage. He was doing a good job in the situation. But, you know, it's just a wonderful play by Medfield.
That is McCormick's second touchdown.
Okay, here's one of the trick plays, Bruce, coming up here.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I remember seeing this before. That was Medfield, right?
Yep, that was Medfield, and they've done it a few years in a row, so Dover-Sherborn isn't surprised by what the formation looks like. Doesn't mean they're going to stop them, but it isn't surprising for them. And Okay, Medfield's ahead here, 19-7.
What do you want to call that?
I want to call that a mistake. If you're going to go for two there, which I think you do go for two with the way the score is, just run your regular play and try to get in the end zone. You've been moving the ball the last two drives of the second half. There's no reason to get in some crazy line to try to run a formation. Now, you'd have a lot better chance at that in a normal situation where you didn't run trick plays every year, including that formation.
Yeah, I didn't see the point of it. It was, no.
The idea is that Dover-Sherborn won't be able to line up and correctly line up on the guys. But that's not going to happen when they've seen, the Medfield coach has been here how many years? A decade?
Since 2011.
Okay, so 12 years.
Yeah.
He's probably run out of that formation 5 times, and three of them against Steve Ryan.
I do remember it, yeah.
Yeah, so that's something that's going on in practice. They're lining up. What Medfield's been successful with is the counter play. I know it's tough to run down there, but play action out of that counter play was going to give them a good chance to score. That play with the crazy lineup and stuff, that did not give them a good chance, and it didn't work out for them.
They're lucky they weren't offside, too.
Absolutely, or illegal procedure.
Yeah. Need walkie-talkies on that one. Okay, the ball stands up straight, or does it? No.
Not for long.
Hasapita sticks it on the tee. Maybe.
All right.
Drops back. Everybody ready. Goes back to his own 28-yard line and comes into the ball. Look at that. Down the middle. He decided not to kick it deep. Picked up by a deep back. And Dover-Sherborn puts it in play just short of their own 30.
Well, a reasonable place to start. And the question's going to be for Steve Ryan, not on this play really, but at what point do you stop running the ball with Jaffe that you feel like you've got to move the ball faster? I don't think he's there yet. I think you keep running your best play. Maybe try to do what they did in the last drive, which is catch them after you've run a play action. But right now, I'd like to see them continue to run the ball.
Twin receivers, top of the screen. On this side, KB by himself. One back. Jaffe with the football. Dives up the middle. Loose ball. Medfield ball.
That was a missed handoff. I'm not saying whether it was Ronan Sullivan's issue or Jaffe's issue, but that wasn't contact. That was just the ball being fumbled ahead. And we talked about it earlier, mistakes, turnovers, missed tackle. Their tackling actually has been very good in this game, but that's a second fumble, and it's really been a turning point in the game.
And
They've got to hold Medfield out here.
And late in the game, every possession you lose is one you don't get in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're rolling there in a second and a half. Hasapitas over center, takes the ball. Third quarter will end as McCormick runs off tackle for a pile-up of a short gain.
Yeah.
1 quarter to go, teams change sides of the field. So no matter which team wins, they're not going to call this a successful season, but the winner will be proud of the Thanksgiving game anyways.
Yeah, they will, and it's going to mean a lot to them. It's something they're going to remember the rest of their life. They're going to go home and feel good about what they did today, and they should. In some ways, excuse me, Bruce, in some ways, it shows a lot about kids that they keep playing hard even if they haven't had a successful season. Now, the concern that you have is on the opposite side. You come out of the season with a bad taste in your mouth, but high school kids are resilient, and that isn't going to turn the whole thing around on them. But you do like to see some success for these younger kids that are playing out there.
Well, I'm happy for the backup quarterback, Alex Munns for Medfield. He got in one play, and he's a senior. So that was important.
Okay. All right. Yes. And he wouldn't come off, like you said. He was not going to be replaced.
I got a play to play.
Yeah.
No matter how many penalties. 1st and 10, going right to left. Hasapitas drops. Nope. Hands pitches it back. Looking upfield is Gardner. Whistle blows, and he's got himself more than half the yardage he needs for a first down.
Yeah, fortunately, I think we got another holding penalty. So I know it didn't stop them last time, but it is pushing them back.
So that'll be a 10-yard. Applied at the spot of where the foul occurred. Ball now at the between the 39 and the 38. 2nd and 17.
So what Dover-Sherborn is doing is they're flipping their defensive ends. They put Dylan Rogers to the wide side of the field because he's one of the best players on the team and does a good job, doesn't let that play outside. Okay, here we go, unbalanced line. They've been running back towards the wide side of the field.
Interception would be nice.
It would.
Pitch. Running McCormick. McCormick running out of room, tries to turn it up. He's pushed out of bounds by a combination of Jaffe, Rogers, and Olaire.
Yeah, that was good defense on that play. The running back was doing a good job making the right cut, but they did a good job. And once again, they're flipping the defensive ends again, trying to keep it from getting outside on the wide side of the field.
From the near hash, 11:13 to go in the 4th quarter. 3rd down. And just over 10. Looking for a hole and running. Looked like he had more room, but Gardner stopped at the 28. That brings up 4th down, and I'm sure they're going to run the ball.
Yeah, I agree with you. They could run that play action pass again because Dover-Sherborn still got that 9 guys within 5 yards of the ball. What they're doing is they're playing one of the people like sort of an inside linebacker on top, and they're playing him like 6-7 yards back to pursue. And I think that's O'Lear they're doing that with, and then they're playing KB as a deep safety.
4th and 6 from the 27-yard line on the Dover-Sherborn end of the field.
No one is outside of 7 yards for Dover-Sherborn.
Motion. Quarterback hands off on a delay. McCormick running this way. McCormick turns it up, wants that first down. He's short. And Medfield seems to know it. I don't think they're going to get it. The coaches want it. Timeout by the official. Get everybody off to the sideline. And they're going to measure. I thought he was short.
I did too. They're bringing it. They're bringing it in. This is a huge play.
I'm not sure if they have to bring the chains, and they're so close to
Well,
the
they're
sideline.
so close. I think
leave
just
it.
because of the importance of it, they're going to bring him over.
I don't see anybody in Medfield cheering now, so maybe it's a turnover and downs. First down. Probably by the nose of the football.
Yeah, I'm sure that is. Or they wouldn't have had to measure like you were saying, Bruce. They wouldn't have to bring it that close. One thing is the Medfield running back sort of delayed out there, like he was trying to make a cut, whereas if he just went straight forward when he got to the outside there, he was going to make it easily. Steve Ryan's very upset and Bob Conrad by the spotting of that ball.
Ball to 27. Yeah, I didn't think he had it either, but what do we know? Ooh, stopped after a short gain. Hit by Olaire, and I believe that was McCormick on the carry. Tough back. He had 165 yards this season, McCormick, against Medway back in early November.
Wow, and that shows that he's got the ability.
A workhorse.
Yeah.
Each team with 2 timeouts left in this half. Ball at the 19-yard line. It was the 22, not the 27, as I alluded. 3 yards pickup, straight ahead. There's another couple, maybe.
All right.
Maybe the 18.
Yeah. And they've still got a shot here. It's still 3rd and medium.
Ooh, down to the 17. Good spot for Medfield.
Well, it's the second good spot in 5 plays.
So they got half their yardage to a first down. They have to reach the 17. Nah, the 13. 12.
I got to believe
12. 12.
That counter play is coming again.
They got to reach the 12. Full house backfield. Hasapitas dropping deep, throws a line drive, caught for a first down, rolling out of bounds is Griffin. Will Griffin picks it up. Medfield on the move. They lead 19-7. They get one here, it's pretty much over.
I agree. Because thinking Dover-Sherborn's going to score 3 times in the last 7 or 8 minutes.
Dover-Sherborn with only 1 touchdown in the last 7 quarters.
Dover-Sherborn was trying to make another adjustment out there.
They run. Off left tackle, a spin and a dump. Jaffe and Keesling on the stop.
Well, that's really good, tough defense, and that's what they need right now.
Griffin on the carry.
Medfield, it's 40 seconds between plays, and Medfield's running it right down as far as they can go. They're not snapping early, which is a smart thing to do, and it's going to cut down the amount of time Dover-Sherborn has to come back. Here comes, I think, the counter action.
Gardner hits the 10, I think. Inside the 10 to the 5? Yeah, just outside the 5.
So, once again, what they did was they had an I formation and they brought the wing back in motion towards the quarterback and handed off to him, trying to take advantage of Dover-Sherborn's pursuit. And that is the play that's been working for him.
3rd and goal. The ball just outside the 6-yard line. Staggered backfield. Motion. McCormick gets the pitch. McCormick puts it on the left arm and he comes left side to the goal line. Is he in? Yes! Touchdown! Hat trick for McCormick. 3 touchdowns in this one. And he's been all that's promised.
I think that, Dover-Sherborn's played tough defense all game, and the defense has kept it in it. But the turnovers on 2 of those drives really killed them. You can only play inside. You only play so many times inside your own 50 to start the drives.
McCormick with 3 touchdowns. The other one by Hasapitas. They go for 2. Dropped. Couldn't be caught. Incomplete. And the only touchdown so far for Dover-Sherborn is a 5-yard run by Jaffe.
I got to say, I don't think that's going to make a difference. I really don't know why. And the Medfield coach is ahead 25-7, so it may sound like sour grapes. I really don't know why you're trying to run a trick play down there to get that 2 points when you've been running the ball successfully on counter plays and any type of and sweeps at this point, and any type of play action pass from the 2.5-yard line is going to give you a pretty good chance to score.
The kicker, Hasapitas, is a right-footed kicker. He hurt his left ankle earlier, so that doesn't really affect it. I know that's his plant foot, but he's been kicking off, so I don't know why they didn't go for an extra point.
I don't, I was trying to figure that out with the scoring. Medfield's ahead by 18, so that's still a tough number for Dover-Sherborn, but I really don't see why. And if you're going to do it, just do it out of your regular formation. That's the 3rd trick play they've run on 2-point conversions, and none of them have got there.
I know you have to leave at the game's final whistle, but we'll stay here for the trophy awards, and I want to wish you, sir, a happy Thanksgiving. Been fun working with you.
Yeah, Bruce, it's been great. It really has. I really enjoyed it. I know the Dover-Sherborn had a tough season this year, but there's been an awful lot of positive things we've seen out there from them, and that, as you said, that they can build on for next year. And here is one of the all-time greats. Harry Rose just stopped by. Very well. Happy Thanksgiving, Harry. Harry was full scholarship to Boston College as the quarterback and was ahead of Mike Kruzak at one point, who went on to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers for 5 years. Best football player ever at Dover-Sherborn.
Met him a couple of years ago. He's a gentleman. Very friendly guy.
Yeah, great guy, great guy.
Dover-Sherborn at their own 20. Sullivan turns, throws, double coverage, knocked away. And the intended receiver, KB, not happy about the way he was pushed, but it was a legit play.
It was
Second
good
down.
coverage. It was good coverage. And it's just hard to throw to Emilio right now because of the way they play in defense.
Well, you throw in a double coverage with a guy who hasn't played all season. It's tougher.
It is. And if you look at, I don't know if you can see it from TV, if you look at how far back the Medfield defensive backs are playing, and have played for most of the game, you can see why it's so difficult to throw the ball downfield. You've got the two safeties more than 10 yards back. And the
Sullivan from the gun. Saber with the catch in the first down.
That
It's
was
John
a
Saber.
nice throw. Nice throw and a good pattern. He ran into traffic, which isn't a good, easy thing to do, and got hit, but he still held on.
Gardner a little slow getting up. He's coming off the field. I think he hurt his wrist as he's replaced. By the way, I want to thank you for what I've learned from you this season, the chess game of football.
Well, it's being a coach's son, so you're watching it. I'm 61, so you're watching it from the beginning of your life, and you get a chance to see a lot of football. But
Sullivan on the run to the 32.
Oh, I think that should be a penalty flag. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was out of bounds, and he threw him to the ground. That's not a smart move by the Medfield player. It's never a smart move, but under the circumstances, he didn't pick up much, if any, yardage at all.
No. It looked good, but then it failed, and why give him extra yardage?
Yeah, give him a first down. Now, the funny thing is, with Johnny, who you saw play here at Dover-Sherborn for a number of years, him playing in college, he's learned more playing college football at Carnegie Mellon in 1 year than I think I learned in a decade of watching football.
I remember you telling me your son was a little disappointed in his playing time. Anybody would be, but he's a freshman. He's got 3 years to go.
He does, and he learned a lot, the good coaching down there and good teammates, and he contributed in practice every day doing a good job, and the coaches told him how much they appreciate that, and he will get his chance next year.
And it's a good school. Kiesling with the catch.
It is. It is a good school.
6 minutes to go in the game.
I would never have been able to pass it. It's all engineering and math. I would be home with my parents at this point.
Playing tag football.
Playing tag football, that's right.
Sullivan looks, pump fakes. Sullivan tackles at the 40-yard line.
I didn't see anybody open. I understand why he didn't throw the ball. I didn't see anybody open. He would have been better off just throwing the ball away, obviously, but that's not an easy thing to tell a sophomore to not try to complete a pass.
Especially when you're trailing by 3 scores.
Exactly right.
Sullivan, protection breaking down again. He throws it, overthrows Saber. Coverage by Schoenfeld. Do you know we have 3 Romans No, sorry, got 2 Ronins and a Roman today. 2 Ronins for Dover-Sherborn, one of them not playing, Richards, and Roman Schoenfeld in that defensive play. Interesting how those names are coming back.
Yeah. And, you know, the Sullivans, I'm fairly confident are Irish, so that Ronan name doesn't surprise me at all.
Ball exactly on the Dover-Sherborn 40, 5:16. Clock stopped on the incomplete pass. They come to the line. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right, and a running back named Jaffe behind his quarterback. Flag. Raiders moved illegally in the backfield.
I don't know if they're going to run it again because you have such a situation where Medfield's playing so far back, but I'd love to see him come back to that pass they completed to Jaffe that got him a drive going there before they fumbled. They completed it and got out of a long yardage situation.
Yeah, but it looks like they're throwing into the wind. That does change things.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Because that was third quarter.
That's right.
Now you're in the wind. Gonna try something. Pump fake. Sullivan, far side. Man open. Ball knocked away and dropped. Oh, dropped and knocked away at the same time.
Yeah, I would call that a knocked away. Emilio went up for the ball well. It didn't work for him.
Did he have a shot at it?
He did have a shot at it, and I'm not making excuses for him, but you go the whole season, you haven't had an ability to go live. That's a tough play, and he usually has so much jump.
His athletic skill is beyond compare.
Yeah.
But when you have him, like you said, and this is your only game. Yeah.
That's right. So I would have loved to see him go up for the ball if he had played 10 games and didn't have an injured ankle. What would have happened?
Yeah, might have been a different result.
That's right.
Trips in the backfield, another way to look at it. And one of them gets the ball, off left guard, and a short gain by McCormick.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Medfield just try to grind it out here and not put it in the air, even if it's throwing down.
Luca Mariano in that stop, number 54, he's going to be fun to watch next year as a senior.
Yeah.
He's got a good defensive head.
He does, and he's, I mentioned this in another game we did, even as a freshman, he was the strongest kid on the team. And you had some big kids on the team, so it's going to be great. He's going to be able to physically take on some people.
Happy Thanksgiving, Elsa. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Run to the 30. And I don't even think touchdown is in the idea here. They just want to run the clock out.
That's
Clock
right.
Running down at 4:12. They have the game in hand, 25-7. And unless something miraculous happens, Medfield will end up 4-7, and the Raiders 3-8.
Yeah, it's hard to put a positive spin on that, but the players who have been out there that haven't had the misfortune of being hurt have worked hard all season, including this game, and that's a positive spin. You know, Dylan Rogers and what he's been able to do out there and still playing hard, both sides of the ball, boy, you got to give him a lot of credit. And even, Chris Kiesling, I know, missed a game or two, but he came back from the injury, and he's really contributed again. And you just see it there. He was in on that tackle. I don't know if he actually made the tackle, but he was one of the people making the tackle.
Another first down. And I'm checking my stats, but I believe Jaffe's touchdown gives him 6 on the year, which would be the leader. He passed Olsen. Olsen got a lot of touchdowns early on before he got injured, and Jaffe and he had both 5 touchdowns on the season. Now Jaffe has his 6th to make him the leader.
Well, that's great for him. And he's played better and better and run the ball better and better throughout the whole season.
Another run, straight ahead. Short gain, clock moves.
Now, I don't know if you can see the referee in the back, in the very back. And if you watch him, when it gets to be 30 seconds, he puts his right arm up And when that happens, the quarterback knows he has 10 seconds to snap the ball.
Oh, he does it automatically?
Yeah, when there's 10 seconds. So the quarterback will just stare at him, not even try to run anything until he sees that arm go up by that referee in the back.
And you can see it right now. Hasapetus frozen.
Yeah,
Now we see. Does that happen in every level? At every level?
Every level.
That's a new one on me. A big back in the game now, and that's somebody's name we haven't called, and that would be Matt Stevens running the ball. Big guy, fullback type, making it with his first run of the game.
Yeah.
Looking here just to confirm. Jaffe, 6 touchdowns. He's the leader of the team, and that won't change.
That's true, because I don't know that Dover-Sherborn's going to see the ball again here with 1:39 left.
We'll stay around for the trophy presentation. A no run. I'll call that a no run.
Bruce, that's your man back out there, the senior quarterback, getting another chance.
Oh, yeah, here he comes, Munns.
Yeah.
I think that's a great thing by the coaching staff to get the kid out there because it's his last game.
Yeah, absolutely. And they give him a carry and everything.
Why not? That's good coaching.
Yeah. Well, it looks to me like Dover-Sherborn is going to get the ball back for a play or two here.
Clock down to 42. Nobody in a hurry. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they have 40 seconds between the plays, so I know at least Medfield's going to have to run a play, and it's 4th and 7.
They'll take the delay a game. They don't care.
That's right. I have to say, I think that's good sportsmanship.
It is,
right
yeah.
there.
I mean, what are they going to do, call timeout?
Yeah.
27.9. If they run it, I don't see DS getting back in the field for offense, do you?
If they run it and don't get the first down, they will get a chance to get back on the
So to
field.
stop the clock on turnover and downs.
Turnover and downs. I would not be surprised to see them throw the ball here, though. Not to run up the score. Well, they're going to... Geez, Dover-Sherborn is going to get the ball back.
They're going to punch it?
No, they're going to down it. And
Are they?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. What is that? Oh, that's the end of the game. Wait a minute.
No,
Clock
it's not.
stops.
16 seconds left.
Oh, that's classy. Very classy by Medfield. Very nice.
There's 16 seconds left there.
And I wonder what Dover-Sherborn will do in return. Would you just spike just take a knee?
I would just take a knee.
Yeah.
Because you're not
changing anything.
You're not changing anything.
We thank the cheerleaders for staying through the whole game and spiriting on the visiting crowd. Final score, 25-7 Medfield. Trophy presentation next. Then we go home until next season. And basketball coming up on Dover-Sherborn Cable TV in mid-December. Girls and boys varsity basketball. Well, Sullivan changes that one. Throw, incomplete. 11 seconds to go.
I think what Steve Ryan's trying to do is he feels that Emilio Cavey, after sitting for all these weeks, should get another chance to catch the ball.
You know what? I would give Cavey the last run of the game.
You know what? That's a good idea.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah.
What else can happen? Or you're going to take the igloo and just down it. It's the igloo.
Yeah.
They're all surrounding the quarterback. Game over.
There we go.
That was a smart move. One ball to Cavey, incomplete, as the last real play of the game. Then they
downed it.
Downed it.
Classy both ways by Steve Ryan.
Someone has to go make turkey. I thank you, Dan. We'll talk. So, final score again. Dover-Sherborn 7, and the visiting Medfield Warriors with a harder and well-earned victory, 25 points. So the teams will shake hands. The season will wrap up. And we'll just stay around and watch the ceremonies. This could be the longest portion of the game as they shake hands. They have to get a stand or a table or something on the field. I guess the MVP is announced and the trophy goes to Medfield. It'll take a little while. But when you think about it, we got nowhere to go. Right, Kim?
So what do they give an award to the defense and the offense for MVPs?
You could be right. It could be defense and offensive MVPs. Yeah.
I think I got a sneak peek and there was 2 flags.
So as Cam Crandall just said, there are 2, I guess, plaques that they give out. Got to be 1 defense and 1 offense, and a trophy for the winner. Want to wish you all happy holiday. Teams line up. Is there a table? No, but there's a field to put the trophy on. They didn't bring a table out. There's the trophy at midfield, and hopefully we can hear some of the announcement. Kim, I don't know what I can hear, but if you hear something, let me know. Well, I'll go by uniform numbers. We'll figure that out. Who gets what? These ceremonies always take longer. It's like we're in a commercial break waiting for for the commercial break to end. But no, they're just formulating and lining things up. So the defensive player, Ojalape, I believe.
Number 2.
Yeah. And he played great at cornerback. That'll be Tommy Ojalape. He gets the defensive. And the offensive player, why don't you make him come out so I can see his number? I'm guessing it's McCormick because that's who I picked. Yeah, it is McCormick. It is McCormick. Good selections in both cases. McCormick had an excellent running game. On the other side, we have a trophy. Yeah, 4 trophies. This one's going to Luca Mariano on defense, and on offense, Jaffe, yeah. Zach Jaffe.
All the captains come out.
So the captains from Medfield hold up the Medfield Dover-Sherborn Trophy of Thanksgiving Day, and the team salutes themselves, and we can wrap it up. The final score, Medfield 25, Dover-Sherborn 7. We thank you for watching our live streaming cablecast of Dover-Sherborn High School football. Bruce Glazer for our entire Dover-Sherborn Cable TV crew. Happy Thanksgiving and so long, everyone.